The sound of monitors beeping filled the cold hospital room. Two small bodies, fragile as porcelain dolls, lay side by side. Their little hands, once full of life and laughter, now clutched onto each other weakly. Olivia Hart, one of the most powerful CEOs in the country, stood at the edge of their beds, trembling. She was a woman known for being unshakable. Boardrooms feared her, competitors envied her, the media painted her as unstoppable. Yet tonight, in the silence of that sterile room, she was just a mother on her knees, begging for a miracle. Her twin daughters, Grace and Lily, were fading. No doctor could explain it. No medicine seemed to work. "They won't make it through the night," one of the specialists whispered. Olivia collapsed against the wall. Money, influence, power, none of it mattered. She would have traded her entire empire for one more smile, one more "Mommy, I love you" from her girls. That's when he appeared. No one really noticed him at first. He wasn't dressed like the other families pacing the waiting room. His jeans were worn, his jacket patched in places. A veteran, his posture gave him away. His name was Daniel. And beside him, holding his hand, was a little boy about 7 years old, with a gentle smile that didn't match the shadows of a hard life. Daniel had heard the whispers. The whole hospital knew of the CEO's daughters, the miracle twins, adored by the public since birth, now hanging between life and death. But Daniel also knew something else, something no doctor, no billionaire, could have given. He had a gift. A strange, sacred gift he never fully understood, one he had carried since the battlefield. He had used it once before, to pull his son back from the edge of death after a car accident. It wasn't magic, not exactly. It was something deeper, something spiritual, an ability to pour life from his own soul into another. But it came at a cost. He never thought he'd use it again. Until he saw the CEO crying in the hallway. "Excuse me," he said softly. Olivia turned sharply, her mascara streaked, her eyes hollow. She expected another reporter, another opportunist. Instead, she saw a man with nothing but sincerity in his face. I think I can help." She almost laughed. Help? After the world's best doctors had failed? After her wealth had bought nothing but hopelessness? "You don't understand," Olivia snapped. "No one can help them." Daniel looked at her with steady eyes. "I have a gift. I can't explain it. But if you'll trust me, I might be able to save them." For a long moment, silence hung in the hallway. It sounded insane, delusional. And yet, something about the man made her pause. His calm. His son's quiet nod beside him. Desperation broke through her pride. She whispered, "If there's even a chance, please." Inside the room, Daniel knelt by the twins. He placed one hand over each of their small chests. He closed his eyes. His son, standing by the door, whispered, "You can do it, Dad." The monitors flickered. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. Daniel felt it, the pull, the weight. It was like giving away pieces of himself, fragments of his life force, pouring it into two fading flames. His body trembled. Sweat rolled down his face. For a moment, he thought he wouldn't survive it. Then, one tiny chest rose with a stronger breath. Then the other. Grace's eyelids fluttered. Lily's fingers twitched. "Mommy," one of them whispered faintly. Olivia broke. Tears streamed down her face as she rushed forward, clutching her daughter's hands. The machine steadied, their beeping stronger now. Daniel collapsed, gasping. His son hurried to his side. "Dad!" Olivia looked at him in shock, realizing what he had done. You gave them your strength." Daniel nodded weakly. "They'll be okay now." By morning, the twins were sitting up, smiling, asking for breakfast like nothing had happened. The hospital called it a medical anomaly. Doctors shrugged, baffled. But Olivia knew the truth. She found Daniel in the waiting room, sipping stale coffee, his son asleep on his shoulder. He looked drained, older somehow, but there was peace in his face. "I don't know how to thank you," Olivia whispered, her voice breaking. "You gave me back my children, my life." Daniel shook his head. "Don't thank me. Just love them. That's all I ever wanted for my boy, for him to grow up in a world where love comes first." Olivia looked at the little boy. His clothes were too small, his shoes worn thin. She realized then, this man had saved her daughters, yet he and his child had so little. For the first time in her powerful life, Olivia's heart felt something shift. It wasn't pity, it was a vow. "You saved my girls," she said firmly. "Now let me give your son the future he deserves." Daniel tried to refuse, but Olivia wouldn't hear it. She offered him a position in her company, one that honored his skills and gave him stability. More than that, she made sure his son had the best education, the best care. It wasn't charity. It was gratitude, respect, and something deeper, a bond forged in the quiet hours of a hospital room where hope had almost died. Months later, at a spring picnic, Grace and Lily ran across the grass, their laughter echoing. Olivia sat nearby, watching them chase Daniel's boy. For the first time, she wasn't thinking about stock markets or quarterly reports. She was just a mother, grateful for every heartbeat, every smile. She glanced at Daniel, who stood at the edge of the park, watching the children too. Their eyes met, and in that moment, no words were needed. They both knew the truth. Sometimes the greatest wealth isn't measured in dollars or titles, but in the lives we touch and the love we give.